Yeah, this means a lot to us. I mean, we did speak briefly about it this morning, that there's a nice opportunity for us to go down in the history books. But for me, this whole series is probably the best we've been right through a series. Every time we've been winning a lot of series, but there was little holes within where we could improve, and I felt this series was incredible the way we put it all together, especially after that last Test match. So, yeah, as a team, we're very proud, and we are proud of that record, as you mentioned, to be the first team to do that. Credit to everyone that played their part. Right through the Test series, you'll see a lot of guys at different stages put their hands up, so we can say that it was a collective team effort. I'd like to think we were extremely motivated before the series. I do think we were up for the challenge, but there was definitely a shift in mindset after that first Test. Almost went from motivated to motivated/angry to try and turn it around, you know. So the guys were really pumped after that first game, and for the first time I could feel like all 11 guys was really looking forward to the next Test match to try and make a play in the series. So that has been definitely a turning point for us mentally. Now, it's quite ironic that this photo happened in Australia last time we sat together. So here we are again. But yeah, everyone, as I said, everyone stood up. You know, for Aiden in his first big series. I remember coming out to bat with him in Durban, and there was a lot of chirp towards him about that he only scores runs against the small nations. So he's looking pretty good after this series. So he was one of the guys that impressed me since he started playing. I knew that he was special even before he came up against the quality of that Australia do have. You know, Temba coming off a long injury layout, not doing well not scoring runs in the first Test, and then coming back getting vital runs for us in the first innings. Even Lungi, when he played in his Test match there, he bowled beautifully for us. So I feel there's good depth to our squad now. We're losing a big player in Mornay, but I do feel that there is guys that can step up and fill that role. But yeah, your other part of your question was it's important in a big series that your big players step up, and there's a lot of those moments. KG, turn it up. AB on his own won a Test match in PE. Ash didn't score as many runs as he would like, but he was very, very solid for us. You know, he would be sitting there saying he would have loved to score more runs, same as me. But there was a calmness to every time that he batted. He created a partnership for us again. The biggest thing when you play against Australia is the fact that they've got so much firepower on their bowling. So if you can just withstand or withhold for a period of time, that pressure goes away, and that's when you can score runs again. It was obviously this Test match was had a different feel to it. There was not as competitiveness or stuff as the other Test matches before it. It's something that I suppose we can only talk about in time, whether that will, how it will change, and what sort of things will happen, how the performances will happen. So for me, I don't like to really comment on stuff that's not in own control. So their culture is something that they've spoke about that they would like to change. And that's good that they believe that if they said it, it means that it needs to change. So time will tell what sort of effect that will have in their dressing room. No, very, very important, and that's part of our culture. You know, we never want to seem arrogant, and I mean, obviously sometimes you'll get things or situations that can look that way, but we as a team deal with it in the same manner that we as much as we can would like to stay humble at all times. And you can see we've got 2 or 3 of the world's best players in our team, and you would never see them, I can tell you there's never days where their egos will be any bigger than the team. The team will always come first, no matter what. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's where I'm sitting, I think it's something that you can only decide in time. So, you know, obviously there's been a lot of talk about 2019 and the World Cup and stuff like that, but, you know, when I said it a year ago, it felt, you know, it's moved quickly. You know, it's a year away from the World Cup. So I think all of us are in a similar boat where we're just taking it series by series, and if the hunger is still there, or certainly from my perspective, if the hunger is still there, try and push it as long as I can.